from the start of a spring day, the anticipation of the big crop, to the fulfilling, bountiful harvest in the fall. I get to see God's creation every day.
We've got the best scenery of anybody out on our job. Our office got a good view.
From the time I guess I could walk, hitting the screen door, I knew one day that's what I wanted to do.
Farming is not just my occupation, it's our way of life.
It's all we basically eat, sleep, and breathe.
It takes a lot of time and effort and a lot of dedication.
You have to be a stockbroker, you have to be a business manager, an accountant, the list goes on and on.
We're part-time vets and part-time mechanics and part-time welders, and we're full-time prayers. Without rain and without the things we need from good Lord, it really wouldn't go very far.
A farmer has to live on faith. We plant a crop in the spring, we do all we can do, but we can only control so much. You know, I'm looking at the sky every day thinking about we're gonna get a rain sometime.
It's something new every day, but the greatest joy you have is the family you have with you that works with you day in, day out.
I get to spend a lot of time with my kids and enjoy watching them grow up on a farm and showing them how we can provide a wonderful product for people all across the country.
You know, it makes you feel good knowing that you're doing something to feed the world.
What we produce not only feeds and clothes all of the United States, but about half of what we make goes on to the world market.
We're less than 2% of the population is growing the food for the world. We have to do better every year to stay sustainable, to stay economic. We've got to raise a better crop every year.
We only get about 50 shots to do it right in our life. It makes all the little decisions you make every day a little more important.
Every crop that I raise is basically treated like a small child. We baby it and take care of it in any which way possible. Whatever it needs is what we try to give.
Because you're their mama. When you go in there and you've got all these little baby birds running around in there, you're kind of like their mother, you're their caretaker.
Alabama is the second largest poultry growing state in the nation.
In the state of Alabama, agriculture is the top industry we have.
This farm has a big economic impact, and I don't really know exactly how to quantify that, but with the land we lease, the folks that we employ, the inputs that we buy through the stuff that we spend money on.
Agriculture is the backbone of our community.
We run 14 full-time employees. You provide for them all year long, and it's a good feeling at the end of the year to know that you've taken care of that many people.
Technology allows us to be efficient, it allows us to be precise, it allows us to be judicious.
We now have the GPS technology that drives the machinery themselves. Between your seeding rate or your harvest application, you know exactly right on what you're doing at that specific point in the field.
From the GPS to the satellites to the data that we use now, where we can track and monitor basically everything that we're doing in real time.
We've been able to improve yields, become more drought tolerant, have some things that can help us produce a better crop.
Everybody used to till the ground. That was the way you started farming, and now we're into more no-till farming. It holds the soil together, makes it where we don't have to use as much fertilizer.
By not tilling the ground, our soil is not being drifted off into the rivers and streams or whatever. We're keeping that all within our fields. It's so much better for the environment because we don't lose anything.
It's all about efficiency, and it's all about leaving less of a mark environmentally and just being better stewards of what we have.
Sustainable is also what keeps a grower afloat. Whatever type of production method it may be, a grower has to make a profit to survive. And ultimately, the grower's tied to the soil. If he doesn't take care of his soil, then ultimately he'd be out of business one day.
Our whole life is to build the soil, to build a better crop, to be able to raise another 10 crops, another 40 crops.
If we don't take care of the land, then it won't take care of us, and they're not making any more. So we try to be the best stewards we can. We try to be the best neighbors we can.
I want to leave a piece of ground in which I've cultivated and loved on better than I found it for the next generation.
Because everything we do, we're not just doing them for us, we're doing them for the next generation and Lord willing, for the next. And that's really the way we look at everything we do.
What makes me most proud to be a farmer? When I have good product to sell and I'm proud to see it on my truck. And it makes me cry when it's not that way.
The crops we grow, I feed to my family, and I know that they're the most wholesome, nutritious thing that I can provide.
We're the most efficient and the best farmers in the world, and we take what we do very seriously.
We are on the cutting edge. The rest of the world watches what we do as American farmers.
I'm proud of the product we make and proud that I can say I'm an Alabama farmer.